Electoral Committee Secretary, Chief Matsila, they've been on the spotlight of recent times, as they're the ones that get to choose, well, not choose, on merit, of course, who gets to be part of the conference and who doesn't. Chief, thank you for joining us at eNCA. I guess key to this conversation is what we heard just 2 nights ago, where President Jacob Zuma laid that private prosecution on President Cyril Ramaphosa. What does it say then on the standing of President Cyril Ramaphosa to take part in the elective conference?
No, that those summons, lodged at court by the foundation have got no standing in the Electoral Committee. We don't consider that to be serious enough. Because President Ramaphosa is not criminally charged as it is. So in terms of our rule, you can only be excluded if you are criminally charged in a court of law. By that means that there must be charges preferred against somebody by the National Prosecuting Authority. So that kind of document to court by the foundation has got no recognition in our systems. So it's just something that we note, and we don't really have got to do anything in terms of changing the list of our candidates on the ballot.
Let's iron out the step-aside rule and maybe get more clarity. So you're saying that private prosecutions aren't part of that, even though we are told by the foundation that the president is to appear in court. Doesn't the step aside talk to people appearing in court as well? So it doesn't only have to be the NPA that lays the charges and nothing to do with private prosecution?
Very clear. You must be criminally charged in the court of law or being found guilty. So in this case, we are not even there. So it's early days. If we'll see what the court decides. If they decide to charge the president, then maybe we can look at it. At this point in time, it's something that we are really not concerned about or not affected at all, because we look at our rules. Our rules are very, very straightforward. I don't know why the confusion sometimes kicks in and the excitement around some normal process. Somebody goes and says, I want to prosecute privately, they have a right to do so. But until there is a crime that can be confirmed and charges can be confirmed, it remains as it is. It's just summons before the court. And those who must reply, but it has nothing to do with the ANC or the Electoral Committee.
And you yourselves as the Electoral Committee have been taken to court of recent times. I understand that was dismissed with cause, but people are questioning your role in these nomination processes and allowing the candidates to stand there. What would you say to that criticism that you are purging people that are seen to be vocal against President Cyril Ramaphosa?
The Electoral Committee and the ANC has been vindicated by the court. 25 disgruntled comrades lodged complaints that were frivolous and unsubstantiated. The number reduced to 9 after we've clarified that you don't understand the process of the ANC comrades. You must read the Constitution and the rules properly. Some comrades became arrogant and went ahead to court. What happened at court was an embarrassment on their part, because the court simply dismissed their matter with costs. Then they must pay the ANC for wasting our time. So that shows that our systems are working and they are beyond reproach. On other cases, people have raised lots of allegations, unsubstantiated, in the media and the public space. And we have said, come forward and produce proof. There was no proof even today. There's nothing. That's why you see with this, there's no court case against the Electoral Committee or the ANC itself as we speak now. All the disputes have evaporated like water. So there is nothing for us to be very worried in terms of our own processes. You can see the branch delegates are very, very happy. They are not complaining about the work of the Electoral Committee. They are singing their songs and they are, doing what they do as usual in conferences. Nobody, whether it's regional secretaries or provincial secretaries, is complaining about the work of the Electoral Committee. So you see, we'll be very worried if branches in numbers were complaining about our processes. As it is, there is great satisfaction with what we are doing, and that is for us very good.
Okay, and then just maybe lastly, we know we have 16 names that have been nominated for the top 6 positions. Maybe take us through what's going to happen now when the elections start. Those names still stand in good standing, and will we expect any other names?
Yes, it's possible that other names can be raised from the floor. In terms of our rules and the ANC Constitution, delegates from provinces or the leagues can raise a name from the floor, and that name should receive about 25% of the votes on the floor to be able to make it to the ballot. So, that is going to come, when the candidates that are on the top 16 list are presented. There will be an opportunity for delegates to nominate from the floor. If those that are successful and reach the threshold are nominated, then they can make it onto the ballot. Then we'll change the ballot if that happens.
And when are we going to see these elections? Today, anytime possible?
Yes, we believe that today we should still be able to start the voting process for the top 6, especially after the rules of the conference have been adopted by the conference itself. So that's the first step. After that, then we are good to start with the voting session. 4,500 voting delegates. We need about at least 4 hours to process them. We'll be taking 900 at an hour. That's how the process will run.